and the sun shines. I don't know about you, but I feel the spirit. I feel the spirit of all those that this space and all those that we remember shine down upon us. I remember 10 years ago when Christine was speaking, and as she said, people lose their keys. People weren't lost to AIDS. People passed out of neglect and out of tragedy and out of a government and a society that chose not to respond. First, I wish to welcome everyone to the National AIDS Memorial Grove, and I also wish to give you all greetings for Happy Pride. We are in the heart of Pride Month, but I'm of a generation that I remember when it was not a month, it was known as Gay Freedom Day. Everybody remember Gay Freedom Day? Because in those days we were fighting for our freedom and for our rights. And then when AIDS came upon us, we were not only fighting for our freedom, we were literally fighting for our lives. Because again, stigma, discrimination, prejudice, racism, hate, and otherism impacts all of us. And these injustices were a breeding ground for the spread of the AIDS virus. We had a government and a nation which, due to neglect and inaction, caused such profound loss of life. Never again. We pledge never again. Our freedom today is again on the line. It is still a virus of hate, ignorance, which is stripping away the safety and freedom and liberty for so many. The things that we hold self-evident as equality and freedom, the right to live, of who we are, no matter whatever someone else thinks we should be. Today, our transgender family and friends are in the crosshairs of injustice and hate and ignorance. We must stand with them. That's why it is so doubly nice to have the New Voices Transgender Choir with us today. We have so much to be proud of as a community. Not only the LGBT community, allies, and those that have been fighting alongside us for so long. So much progress has been made, but so much progress is being eroded. There are over 600 bills across this country right now aimed at setting us back to a place of intolerance and fear and hostility. We cannot and we will not go back, and we will not allow others to cast us out and to remove what we have so gallantly fought for. So again, it is so powerful to have new voices with us today. I am also grateful for the voices that are singing in the Grove. I am also so deeply grateful that we have Bishop Yvette Flunder from the City of Refuge who will be performing. Yvette Flunder has been a champion for justice for so long. Thank you. I want to thank everyone for being here in this beautiful space and this healing of hope and remembrance. It is through the Grove that we find each other, those that we have lost through the battle of AIDS, those surviving with HIV today, and future activists and allies that will keep this torch burning for years to come. It is this beauty of the Grove, and it is the power of the quilt that holds us together as a community, holds our hearts together, and will jettison into the future of a just and more equitable world. I am grateful and blessed to be in your company today. I often think a lot about the future and the next generation and those that will follow in the National AIDS Memorial. We are still fighting new infections, most prominently in the southern U.S. We've been on a tour of the southern U.S. for the last year called Change the Pattern. We've been in Jackson, Montgomery, Selma, Birmingham, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Memphis, Pensacola, Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, taking the quilt in, opening conversations, having dialogue, because again, the quilt is quintessential Americana, but the quilt is also quintessential Black and African American. It was used during the Underground Railway as a way to communicate. It also goes all the way back to the Weavers. by bringing the quilt in and opening dialogue within communities, taking down the differences, showing the similarities, and making a commitment that we will never again allow racism to allow individuals to be on the sidelines and to have access to the health care that they so deserve. For at the core of the AIDS crisis is injustice. Let's not kid ourselves. It was injustice, but we have communities that have stood up and fought back for generations and will continue to make that good fight today. As the National AIDS Memorial envisions the next generation, it is stewarding a vision for the future, a center for health and social justice. Yes, for it is health and social justice that is at the core of joy and happiness and rightfulness for all. And that was at the core of the AIDS crisis. That the AIDS crisis sat at the intersection of so many different movements, whether that be economic disparity, lack of access to health care, those that are unhoused, communities of color, LGBT, those that use substances. It was at the intersection. So all those movements came through the AIDS crisis, and we have standing to ensure that we show and share the lessons of the past to inspire the next generation of leaders, because we must continue the fight. We cannot stop. And as our Speaker Emerita loves to say, we must not agonize, we must organize. And the Center for Health and Social Justice, which will be here in San Francisco, will be a kitchen table for the 21st century where we can organize, we can make change, we can support movements, and we in the process will improve the world and the community and the fabric and the citizens of which it is made. It will also hold the entire 50,000 panels of the AIDS Memorial quilt so that the new movements will rise on the shoulders of the activists that went before them. For it is a commitment that never again will a community be so devastated due to stigma, prejudice, discrimination, racism, and hate. This is our collective work. This is the work we must do together. And so I am thrilled that Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi has chosen to commemorate another anniversary here in the National AIDS Memorial that she helped create as a national memorial. Thank you. Having walked this journey together, following your courageous leadership from the day she was first sworn in to the work she has done over 36 years in Congress, not only for the residents of San Francisco and our nation, but impacting the world as a whole. The most consequential Speaker of the House in the history of our nation. Truly stands as a symbol of love, action, and leadership. When I was interviewed earlier, I was asked, what personal feeling and statement do I embrace when I think of Nancy, if I may call you Nancy? It is one of love and compassion and support and empathy. That is what is at the core and the beating heart of you and of this community. It is through this lens and these values that she has regarded as the most consequential speaker. Love, action, and leadership. It is these values. These are San Francisco values. I embrace these San Francisco values of equality, justice, and equal justice under the law. And today, we welcome you home to your national memorial. It is with great admiration and respect and honor that I introduce our dear friend, Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi.